Alright guys, we got Pipeworks Godzilla versus Devestation Optimus Prime. Two of my favorite game protagonists, going head to head, all out bars, amps, everything, weapons, all that stuff here. So to start off with Optimus Prime here. Now again, I know in my What If Optimus Prime was Injustice here, I say it's pretty simple to get him to planets here, right? But I think you can actually get him to solar system now, and here's why. So during the game here, when you fight Megatron is actually able to create a black hole. Like just manifest a whole black hole out of thin air, right? And is able to throw it at you, and you can even tank this. Even with a sliver of health left, that is still you being able to withstand and tank it. You can even block this, right? So Optimus obviously scaling to Megatron as well here, and even being able to fight him in a high difficulty, because again the end of the game shows you actually fighting Megatron in a high difficulty type of scenario here. Yeah, Optimus would scale to this here, and considering the sheer fact this is still a G1 rendition of both characters here, this means that this is Megatron actually utilizing his connection to a black hole. So, him being able to at least manifest an actual black hole with antimatter, more than likely here, and being able to throw it at Optimus here, definitely could get him to solar system level. As a matter of fact, I think it would actually be pretty concrete if we gave it to him as well here. Again, it is a high-end, but it is a reasonable high-end, considering the sheer fact that it is pretty consistent for Megatron to do this in a high difficulty type of setting here. So with that being said here, Optimus would also be able to scale to faster than light to immeasurable levels of speed here. This is because he's able to dodge and actually stops time when he does it here, and is able to quickly follow up and move at these speeds as well here, even against characters like Starscream, who is actually able to move at incredible speeds in a space-time, I guess you could say, teleportation here, or at least a transportation that is meant to teleport you from, you know, space and time and all that here. So yeah, the Autobots are capable of moving at faster than light to immeasurable levels of speed here. And considering the sheer fact that Optimus will have weapons here, we'll be giving him the Star Saber, and obviously ignoring some of the game mechanics here that's provided here. The Star Saber will basically have the same effect as Transformers Prime Star Saber, where it's able to launch powerful energy blasts and energy waves and stuff as well. And it could do that in the game, but, you know, not to the same degree as, you know, Transformers Prime. He'll still have his regular Ion Blaster, and he'll have his Energon Axe here. Now, his Energon Axe is actually able to not only stun, but inflict a type of paralysis on the opponent here, leaving them in a paralyzed state here. Then we have the Forge of Solus Prime, which is actually able to put opponents in a stun lock as well here. So basically, you can beat them into a dizzy-like state here with this here. Basically beat them into an unconscious-like state, in all honesty. Then the Star Saber, you can easily induce burns and lacerations within the opponent. Basically, you know, you're able to, like, cut through them like a hot knife going through butter and stuff like that there. So with that being said here, I think that should honestly conclude it for Optimus here. He should easily be in the solar system level, speed FTL. He can easily create shockwaves as well here. He can stun lock his opponents, paralyze them, and even bypass their durability, as he's also able to bypass the shields of Megatron, Devastator, and Manosaur pretty easily. So with that being said here, let's actually go to one of my favorite Godzillas here. And I also got to give a shout out to King Churros, because we did like temporarily like joke about this during our Begone collab here. Go ahead and check that out in the collabs and, you know, debates playlist here. But yeah, Pipeworks Godzilla is no joke. You see, in one of the previous games here, he was actually able to defeat Space Godzilla here, and, well, fling that boy through a black hole. Yeah, and it's also confirmed that Space Godzilla is just as strong as his alternate game counterpart, where he's actually able to create white holes here. So, this would easily put Godzilla at a solar system level caliber. And keep in mind, he's capable of taking attacks from all these other monsters here, and is actually highly acrobatic as well here. Him being able to actually use things like tail sweeps, tail whips, pretty much perform breakdance moves here. And as for his abilities, he has a standard atomic breath here. He can actually use an atomic bullet as well here, even utilizing the red spiral ray as his standard atomic breath as well here. And keep in mind, all the monsters in this game scale to each other repeatedly here. And again, Godzilla does have a state where he can get stronger as well here. So this means that Ghidorah, Destroyer, Space Godzilla, King Caesar, Baragon, and even Anguirus are all on the same level. But again, there are some categories where they, do take it. Some have defensive measures that are better, and some of them actually have whatchamacallit, better firepower and some stats that they could take here. But in terms of like physical stats and scaling and tiering, yeah, they all scale to each other here. Godzilla can even summon other monsters. However, we would not be giving him that. This is something I do have to take note of as well here, because again, it is a Haxan ability. So he's able to summon Mothra, Batra, and Anguirus. Yeah, believe it or not, Batra's a friend here. However, Godzilla, when absorbing enough energy, and we will give him this state here as well here, he can enter a state known as critical mass. Now, critical mass is a state where you can actually induce burns on your opponent here. And this state is actually a 3 times multiplier of the base here. Now, if you guys know what this means here, these tyrant endings here, or these tyrant forms here, basically put any monster above the entire roster of the game. So basically, in the Mutants chapter of Godzilla Unleashed here, where you could basically achieve it with Space Godzilla, Destroy, and etc., you're basically able to achieve this status via absorbing all this critical mass energy and becoming basically the dominant life form in general here. So, that being said here, how fast is Godzilla? Well, believe it or not, in the lore of the Godzilla game, he was actually able to tag Orga in his space form here. And Mogira was actually able to go into space and fight against Space Godzilla, putting him easily in the FTL types of, ranges and stuff like that there. But at the end of the day here, I think it is pretty simple where both of these characters scale. Godzilla should easily be in the solar system here, easily FTL, easily has shock waves, atomic breaths. He can even burn inducement and summoning, and he can also absorb energy to amp himself here. So with that being said here, yeah, who do I think wins more often than not? Now, while I love Devestation Optimus here, and they pretty much do have the same tier and some of the same stats here, I do believe at the end of the day, my boy Pipeworks is going to be able to pull out the W. High difficulty and with some lacerations here. Now, the reason why I say that is because he can actually do a lot of the same things that Optimus can do with his weapons here. Now, I will say this. I do think Optimus is definitely more agile in him due to the fact that if he dodges, he can freeze time for a little bit here. However, by the time he tries to, close in on distance, this effect could have worn off, and Godzilla, even though it would be hilarious if he did this here, just yeet Optimus Prime into a building or something like that there. Now, again, I do think the sheer fact that Godzilla also has a lot more ranged attacks like the Atomic Bullet and the Atomic Breath here are just incredible overall here. And so, with that being said here, I do think the sheer fact that they are equal in speed is also going to be bad for Optimus here. He is more agile, but again, Godzilla can still tag him, as again, they both have the same combat and reaction speed here. Now, I do think Optimus could definitely take it in probably a more prepped battle, where it's just like, okay, he's going to lose this round here, but he could come back and get the dub another time, right? Yeah, I definitely think that could happen here. But in a standard one-on-one, first time encounter with each other, I do think Godzilla is going to be able to press him at the end of the day here. He has more shot. He has more long range or more AoE types of attacks here that can definitely counter Optimus. And even if I gave, doing the Star Saber thing where he could pretty much use it like Transformers Prime to Optimus here, that's still not going to be overall enough here, as I think Godzilla would just counter it with an Atomic Bullet just to kind of equalize their long range fashion here. So, in all honesty, I do see Optimus putting up a good fight, but at the end of the day here, when it is all said and done, it is going to be Godzilla that takes the dub here. And that's going to be all for today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends here. And let me know if you guys do like some of these more shorter, or I should say underrated versus battles here. Just let me know in the comment section down below here. And I'll probably do another Pipeworks Godzilla match here, because again, he deserves some love. Definitely deserves a bit more time on the channel as well here, because again, not many people really use him all like that. But hey, that's gonna be all for today, you guys. And yeah, you have a blessed day. Peace.